What is up, you guys? You're watching Sergio's Secret. Before I start with today's video, if you can please give this video a thumbs up and the subscribe button, I would really appreciate it. And I'll also be leaving the links for everything down below for the earliest convenience. My apologies, usually I'm a little bit more early, I'm more on top of this, but one of my sales associates from Coach actually left the company, so I was not told about this until a day later, and so that's why this video is a little bit late. But you guys know, you guys love these type of videos, so I always love to make them and film them for you because they perform really well and you guys enjoy them. So I decided to go ahead and make it for you. These are going to be my top 10 favorite recommendations from the Coach, 25% off every sale season. I feel like it gets getting better and better, and there's a lot less exclusions. Usually Coach is a little bit more picky, and Tory Burch, and I would say Michael Kors and Kate Spade are a little bit more lenient on these sales, but I would say within recently Tory and Coach has been a lot more lenient, so there's been a lot better items that are included in these sales. So let's go ahead and get started because you guys know hablo mucho. I'll leave everything down below on my LTK, and then I'll also leave the links for everything. So let's go ahead and get started. Number one, guys, it's going to be the signature huggy earring, and this comes in at $65. I'm talking about everything as the MSRP price, but it's also 25% off, FYI. This one comes in kind of like a champagne gold, and what I love about the earring is that it just has the C incorporated, but it's incorporated like in a nice convenient way where it does have that branding of the C Coach, but it's not like it's kind of like a huggy, so it's kind of like, it's a little bit more cute, it's a little bit more like Fritz, and I feel like you can combine it with other handbag brands, with other branded items, and it's not very much in your face, it's not doing too much, it's just like a little hint of a C for Coach, but it's not super in your face, and I feel like that's why I love this. And for $65 plus a 25% off, I think that this is a really great price. And also Coach jewelry for the most part holds up pretty well. I have not seen anybody say anything negative about Coach jewelry, but I will say within the contemporary brands in general, a lot of the jewelry tends to hold up pretty well, even more than some of our favorite designer jewelry brands that do more costume jewelry. But I will say contemporary costume jewelry is pretty much great quality, and for 65 bucks plus 20% off, I think you can't go wrong. One, this is going to be another $100 and under fine after the 20% off. This one MSRP is $125. Carly Espadrill, and this comes in 3 colors. It comes in a pink, it comes in a white, and it comes in a black, and it's leather. And what I like about this is because it is Espadrill season, we're about to hit that summer season, and I find that sometimes with contemporary brands, Espadrills can be very hit or miss, or just Espadrills in general, to find good quality ones are a little bit hard to find just because kind of come undone. Sometimes they're a little bit too much, so sometimes finding the perfect Espadrill is a little bit hard. But one thing I will say about Coach shoes in general, I always think that they're always well priced. I never think that they're overpriced. I never think that they're like bad quality. I always feel like, why are they priced like this? I feel like Coach could even charge a lot more for their shoes. But I feel like in their mainland Coach brand, I feel like their footwear category has always been really great for the last few years. Rexy booties from like 4 or 5 years ago that literally look brand new. They have a little Rexy charm behind them, but I really like this Espadrill. I think it's a really great take on the C monogram. I like that it's kind of like embossed. It's not super in your face. You kind of like the earring. You get that C, but it's not super too much. You're not doing too much. And I like the colorways. Obviously I would pick black and white as like the color of my shirt, just because that's a little bit more my style. But I think 125 plus 20% off for a great Espadrill, honestly, I don't think you go wrong. And I will say on the Coach factory outlets, a lot of the shoes are basically the same price as the full line, and they're about the same price, so I feel like you are getting a good deal for 125 plus a 20% off. Number 3 and number 4 are both going to be studio bags. So the first one is going to be the Studio shoulder bag, and this one's going to be Croc black on black for $495. I was really surprised and really shocked that the studio bag even made it, or variations made it into the 25% off sale. Studio is one of their kind of like best sellers. It's something that's getting pushed through wholesale. It's getting pushed through their stores, but I know right now the Madison puffer and that kind of pillow tabby is still very dominating in their full price kind of sales. but I will say the Studio is a very front you know, contender, and I still can't believe that the Studio collection in general went 25% off. And like I said, it's black on black, it's croc hardware, it's croc leather, so anything that's embossed in that kind of croc is always going to hold up a little bit better. It's going to not show the scratches, and not going to show the wear very easily compared if it was more of a smoother bag. I think $4.95, it's a nice boxy handbag, but not super boxy. It does have a little bit of malleable. I feel like as you wear the bag, it gets a little bit more malleable, because I have felt this bag in person. But $4.95, I don't think it's that bad, and it's black on black. It's on trend with a lot of the other contemporary and designer bags that are kind of like on that black on black trend like Saint Laurent has started. I don't think it is a bad choice at all. So if you are considering it, I would say go ahead and go for it. And there is another one, which is the Studio Shoulder Bag 19 with quilting, and this one's $6.95 plus 20% off. You guys were asking, why is this bag $700? Why is it, you know, a little bit more expensive than a lot of their Coach? I think a lot of the contemporary brands are kind of positioning themselves to be a little bit more elevated within their designs. But when you look at the construction of this bag, the chain is fully leather. The amount of details that it takes, when you actually see how leather is made and how you kind of make it into different things, the amount of detail that's in the chain itself, and they sell the chain itself, which is going to be one of my other picks that are going to be later in the video. The chain itself is already kind of around half of the bag, so I think that the chain is beautiful. The chain, you can also put it on other Coach handbags or other handbags in general. I think this look really great with a Coach white handbag. I think it will look great with a Coach black handbag, or even like a softer gray. I think it's a nice contrast, and I also like the quilting of it. Color, it's a little bit more unique. It's a little bit more within kind of like a bluish, kind of greenish color. And I have seen this bag in person. I've seen this bag on TikTok. I've seen this bag on Instagram, and it seems like it's a really beautiful bag. And I love the leather chain. I think the leather chain is what makes it. Coach has already done kind of that quilted design. Obviously they did it new for the Studio, but the Studio with the quilted design with the leather chain, I think it's beautiful. And I think this is definitely like one of those bags, when you think of Coach, kind of like the pillow bag, you think of, oh my god, like very revolutionary, like very different for the brand. It looks a lot more expensive than what it is. Like this bag and a designer would easily be over $2,000, and the fact that it's $6.95 plus 20% off, it's a unique color, it's a classic design, but it has a little bit of characteristic that makes it unique. Honestly, I don't think you could go wrong with it, so I'm gonna recommend it, and I'm happy that some of the Studio variations are in this 20% off sale. I think that's really great. Fifth choice is going to be the signature denim bucket hat, and I feel like this is something that I'm gonna be purchasing. What it is, guys, you guys know in almost every haul I always show a hat that I bought. I'm just like obsessed to get a haircut literally once every 6 or 7 days. So once I'm on day 5 or day 6 or day 7, I'm literally in a bucket hat, I'm in a cap, or if I'm out in the sun, if I'm like running at the park, or if I'm just doing outdoor activities, I will wear a cap because I take sun protection very seriously. I always wear SPF, I always wear a hat, and I always wear sunglasses, particularly polarized, especially if I'm outside, but that's neither here or there. I love the monogram of the C. It's very early 2000s looking, but it has more of a nice modern twist. I like the leather trim around it. $125, like I said, after the 20% off, this is another fun item under $100. Like, you cannot go wrong with this, and this is kind of a fun piece that you can bring out 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. I think it'd be a nice vintage piece to have in the future. My sixth choice is going to be the leather COVID chain strap, and like this strap is about the same strap that's on the Studio bag. This retails for $300. It'll be about like $225 with the 25% off. So like it's already, the other Studio bag, kind of like the chain, kind of like, it's already a nice detail that you can add into other bags. And like I said, this is another thing where I saw people complaining that maybe it's $300 for a chain, for a leather strap is expensive. My pardon, a leather strap is a little bit too expensive. But like I said, if you look into other brands, it's really not that far off, and the fact that it's 25% off and it's one of their new arrivals, and it's something that I've seen a lot of people use. I've seen people on TikTok use this on pillow bags, on outlet bags, some of the other mainline popular bags that are in like the main line. I think it's a really great one. I love the chain strap, and like I said, I love the leather strap. So if I say chain or leather, ustedes me entienden, you guys know that I mean the leather version. But I just feel like it's just a great addition to have, and I feel like it's something that you can put in a lot of the bags. You can put it on your Coach Cassie, you can put it on your Coach Tyler carry-all, kind of like just to even put it, maybe put it on a Coach Rogue bag. So it's a nice take, and it's a universal, especially if you're already somebody that is already into that Coach ecosystem. You already have a little bit of Coach bags, you're a Coach lover, you're a Coach, not necessarily collector, but you have a decent items of the collection. I feel like this one makes sense if you do like straps and you do like more varieties and wearing things different ways. I think leather strap is not a bad choice, and I think for with a 20% off, you're taking about $75 off. I think it's a bad choice. I know I've been getting questions about that strap. I think it's worth it. I thought it was you know, for $300, but with the 20% off, I think it's a little bit more reasonable. The next item is going to be the all over denim signature shirt. This one's $350. Again, this is something that I really kind of want to purchase. It has the 20% off. And I would go for the shirt over the jacket just because it gets really hot here in Texas, and the jacket is $600, the shirt is $350. So when you think about both of them, which one is a better buy, I would honestly get the shirt just because you can get the same look as the jacket, unless you're gonna get cold. I mean, it's about to be spring and summer, so I don't really think you need monogrammed jacket. I think the shirt does absolutely the same thing, the same look, especially if you want to get the bucket hat, or even the trousers are also 20% off. I'm not including it in this list, but it is on sale. So if you kind of want to get that look, I would rather get the shirt over the jacket. And if you were planning to buy the jacket, you can just literally get the pants with it too, and it's around the same price as like if you were gonna buy the jacket. It's shirt $350, has a C monogram, really matching with the bucket hat. I love this kind of corresponding C look. I like that it's still a pretty decent price, and like I said, it's one of those pieces where you can buy now, and I feel like it's one of those pieces that you can definitely bring out 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. It's one of those nice kind of archive pieces that you can never go wrong with. You guys know, with certain pieces, I do like to buy items that are a little bit more archive, or I like to buy things a little bit more seasonal. This is definitely something that you can get away with wearing it later in the future, just because that honestly, when you think about it, the C monogram, they've done different variations throughout the years, but when you pay attention, it's really hasn't changed at all. It's pretty much been that same kind of C pattern, and so I don't think it's gonna get moderated super anytime soon. It's been the same for over a decade, well over a decade, so I don't think it's gonna change. They may do different variations, but the classic C monogram never has changed within the last few years, or over more than a decade, so I don't think this is a wrong choice. And I would definitely oversize in this. So in Coach Ready to Wear more of a size small, I would definitely get a size medium to get a little bit more of that boxy fit, especially if I'm gonna wear it with the bucket hat. My 8th choice is going to be the Coach Swinger bag in $275, and this is in glove tan leather. Like I said, this is something you can wear the leather chain strap with it. This is something you can change a lot. What I like about this one is that it's a little bit bigger than the smaller one. I know there's a 195 version. I always prefer the bigger one. I feel like the 195 version is a little too small. I feel like the 275 is like the perfect size. It's kind of like that classic take on a baguette. You know, those kind of like handheld bags are very much in style. Those are the bags that people tend to want to wear and use nowadays, because it just kind of carries the essentials. It kind of carries everything that you need to have in it, and so I don't think there's nothing wrong with having a classic bag like that in your collection. Are looking for kind of a core bag that's very classic, you want that baguette style, you don't want to break the bank, $275 plus 20% off. I don't think you can go wrong. It'll be like right around $200. And this style, or this kind of silhouette, has always been, this style has always kind of been around for Coach. Like I said, this is something that you can also pull out years from now. I feel like this never really goes out of style. It's just very Coach original, it's very classic Coach, and this is something that has always been excluded within the sale. So I'm glad that this time around it is included in that 25% off. The next one is the Hero. Like I said, in other one, Swinger, you have more of like the totes, like the Tyler carry-all. Those are usually always in 20% off sales, but The Hero, the Studio, the Swinger, those are bags that never really go on the 25% off sale. So I'm very happy that they are included this time around. And the Hero crossbody is $395. With 20% off, it would be $300. I love the horse carriage detail on it. I like that it doesn't have C's, so if you don't like it to say Coach or to have C's all over it, this something is very, kind of gives me kind of like a Dior kind of a Bobby version, where it's like a nice little saddle bag. It's a little bit more square than obviously round, and like great take on like a classic satchel that you can never go wrong with. I feel like all these items that I picked in the list, so I feel like I always think about the versatility, the usage. You can wear it more than the season, and I feel like all these items are worth it, especially with the incentive. But I think the Hero crossbody is not an exception. I think it's something you could also get a lot of wear out of. And the 10th item is going to be Scarlet sandal at $130 plus the 20% off. So this is a really great item, and the reason why this is gonna be my wow item, and I'm gonna tell you why. So obviously there's a Gucci version of this. I don't even know how much it is now. I think at this point with the price increase, probably $400, maybe $350, $390, something like that. You know, that type of style is very much like very seasonal. I don't see that sticking around forever. And so for $130 versus $400, you know, it's about 1/4 of the price, and you pretty much get the same look. I would honestly get the Coach one. Like I said, Coach shoes are made really well, and like I said, Coach shoes are priced well. Like I always thought they were always going to be a little bit more expensive. I just find that their shoes are kind of like their lowest price compared to some other brands. And so this one comes in a pink, it comes in a white. I would obviously recommend the white one. I think it's super cute. If this does get dirty, a magic eraser with Mr. Clean will literally do the trick. It will come off. They are stocked pretty much in both sizes, but if you do want kind of like that Barbie heel, that plastic kind of look, I think that this is a great option, and I don't think you could honestly go wrong with it. So yeah guys, these are going to be my top 10 favorite items from the Coach sale. I wanted to make this video a little bit more on the shorter side, just because I feel like I talk a lot on my videos, and I post a lot of videos in the month of May, so I didn't want every single one to be like over 20 minutes, or who knows, it's maybe over 20 minutes. Yes, I talk a lot. Let me know if you picked up something from the Coach 25% off sale. These are my top 10 favorites. There's obviously way more items that I love from the sale. Let me know if you need my thoughts or opinions on any of the items. I'll try to respond to comments within the first 48 hours if you want my opinion or something, but you can always DM me on Instagram. I've been a lot better on my Instagram DMs. I want to say thank you so much for watching this video, guys. The links for everything will be down below, and I'll see you guys on the next video. And the month of May is going to be awesome. Thank you so much, y los miro hasta la próxima video. Bye guys, and take care.